You've all heard of hot rods when it comes to cars. Heavily modified for clean, aggressive looks to give off a bold statement. One of the newer trends is the rat rod, and this is a look that is low and aggressive yet takes away those clean lines to give a rough finish to the car. Usually chopped and put together in a way that looks like they're just built using random parts, they still give off an incredibly unique look that is hard to ignore, and their own beauty is very evident. With that said, what happens if you decide to apply the same method to computers? Join us in our new series named Rat Rigs. Starting off the first episode of Rat Rigs is a truly fantastic system created by Kris Macfarlane, a 23-year-old from Barnsley, owner of ActFast CCTV. Work was slow one week and Kris had 4 days off, so he decided to make the most of his spare time, and thus the Rat Rig was born. The first thing you will notice that the case looks far from ordinary, but that's exactly the look Kris was hoping to achieve. Using parts he had lying around, he got to work on the case, building a wooden box to house the 6 120mm fans onto a huge radiator. And yes, that radiator is a car radiator. The RAD is then mounted onto the side of an old case he had gathering dust by cutting a hole big enough to fit it on. The final look is achieved by Kris literally taping the whole side of a case with some hazard tape, and then screwing a couple of MSI dragon teddies to the top. This is what gives Kris's setup the rough and ready, thrown together look that gives it the ever-deserving title of a rat rig. And it's certainly a look that is bold and really draws all the ride's attention by dismissing the traditional clean looks of the custom builds you see every day. However, those of you with a keen eye will have by now noticed the liquid cooling tubes on the RAD going into the side of a system. And you would be right to assume this means there's more to the system than what might first seem, as underneath the rough and ready custom rat rig case is a completely different machine altogether. Inside, Kris rebuilt his existing system into this case and upgraded a few components while at it. The spec sheet is pretty impressive too, starting with the Asus Z97 Pro gamer motherboard with an Intel i7-4790K quad-core 4GHz chipset, 4 sticks of 4GB low-profile Samsung DDR3 RAM totaling 16GB, an MSI GTX 780 Ti and an EVGA SC GTX 780 Ti GPUs, both flashed with modded BIOS, 2 2TB HDDs and a Samsung Pro 500GB SSD. All of this is powered by Thermaltake's 1275 Platinum full modular power unit. The cooling of the system is where it gets even more unique in order to fit in with the massive radiator on the outside of the case. The res is an Alpha Cool Lang defy pump combi filled with Mayhem's UV green liquid that is pumped around the UV pink Primo Chill 16x16 tubing on the outside, and some UV pink Primo Chill 13x10 tubing on the inside, all connected by Alpha Cool Nickel 1310G 1/4 inch fittings and Cool Lance quick disconnect fittings for the big RAD. The CPU block is an EK Supremacy Evo series, and the GPU blocks are EK's custom GTX 780 Ti unit and Aqua Computer liquid block. There is a 10mm gap on the outside of the case near the RAD to create a vortex of air to be pushed inside. That big RAD is a 22" by 1.5" thick unit that draws an incredible amount of cold air in, and mixed alongside the equally impressive liquid cooling setup, it keeps things running at a nice frosty low temperature. That pretty much wraps up Kris's setup and the first episode of Rat Rigs. If you too have a similar setup and want it featuring, then comment below or send an email to gadgetjoe88@gmail.com and we'll take it from there. Remember to hit subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to check out our competition running now too. The link is in the description below and there's a chance to win up to 4 prizes. That's all for now, and until next time, goodbye. As always, MyTech is sponsored by Diamond Media of Grimsby for all your phone or computer repairs or builds.
If you have broken PCs, Macs, iPhones, laptops, games consoles or any other faulty electronics, Diamond Media can repair it with our state-of-the-art equipment. We take a personal, caring approach to fixing your electronics, and the cost of repairs is agreed upon upfront, so there are no hidden charges. Diamond Media, the computer and console repair specialists. Visit us at 61 Grimsby Road, Cleethorpes.